to the stage, Pamela Findling. Thank you very much. You know what the worst part about being a soccer mom compared to a hockey mom is? There are fewer concussions to blame my kid's behavior on. My 15-year-old son and I don't generally go to the same movies, but I do actually like going to Marvel movies with him, mostly because it's the only way I can say I slept with Chris Hemsworth. I am so not a night owl, and I'm not really a morning early bird either. I'm more like a midday frantic hummingbird on steroids. I kind of peak after my coffee kicks in at 11:53 until 12:02. I really hate when waitresses say, "So what are your plans for the rest of the evening?"
Yes.
It just feels so judgy. I am 42 years old. I'm going to go home. I'm going to put on my comfy clothes. And I'm going to rock out to Sweating with the Oldies. So we use car shares a lot. And I'm always curious about the person who used the car before us. Like the one time we got in a car, and the seat was pushed all the way back, and it was reclined all the way, and the radio was set to some jazz music. There's a bottle of wine. I know what was going on in there. There was a mom hiding from her kid. So, you might be wondering about my accent. It's deaf. Thank you. Thank you. It's also how I convinced so many guys I was an exchange student and drank for free my first year of college. When I was a kid, one time I lost my hearing aid, and my mom just found it right away, magically. And I'm like, "Mom, how'd you do that? Did you know that when a hearing aid is not in your ear, it lets out a really loud squealing noise?" Do you know who didn't know that? The deaf girl. I gotta say, I grew up in Alberta, and winter in Vancouver is so different than winter in Edmonton. In Edmonton this year, it was so cold that a piece of steel rail cracked. In Vancouver, that same day, it was so cold that a teenage boy cracked and put on his coat. When I was a kid, my teachers were mic'd up in school, so I could hear them better, deaf girl. And that is how I learned why Mrs. Shabanovsky and Mr. Bonneviller were so damn happy in the afternoons. I gotta say, being deaf has its advantages, though. When I was 18, I went to the bar, and I couldn't quite remember the name of the fake ID on my friend's fake ID when the bouncer asked me. So I started moving my hands, and I mouthed, "I can't hear you." It totally works because no one ever suspects the deaf girl. Imagine if I actually knew sign language. I gotta say, I think my husband sometimes likes that I'm deaf because at night when I take my hearing aid out, he can yell out any damn name he wants. It doesn't quite work the other way, though. So, about 20 years ago, I got a cochlear implant, which is basically a computer chip implanted in my skull. So yes, I am the bionic woman. And unfortunately, though, it's made some noises louder that are super annoying, and my husband will not stop making them. You know, like the finger tapping, and the knuckle cracking, and the breathing. But I have heard sounds that I had no idea people actually heard before. So, snap, crackle, pop. Not just a clever tagline. Birds chirping. Why the hell don't I have a gun anymore? And how come no one told me you can hear explosive diarrhea through the bathroom door?